Yes, we're reading the entire Bible. How you loving, how you loving, how you loving, as well as the pseudepigrapha and the apocrypha, and a little bit from the Gnostic Bible and a little bit from the Nag Hammadi Library. This is incredible. So, if you're brand new here, I'm Reverend Valerie Love, also known as Kaisi, named for Mother Ayahuasca. And I am a practicing Christian witch, the author of 26 books on practical spirituality, witchcraft, magic, mysticism, occult teachings, all the magical witchy shit, including how it relates to the Bible and ancient history. We love the occult around here. We love ancient mysteries. We will be delving into the ancient mysteries this year in Egypt. Be sure to join us at the Magic and Manifestation Ritual and Retreat on the fall equinox in Egypt. Today, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Today, we are going into yet another one of the incredible books that tell all these outlandish, I'll say it, outlandish stories about Adam and Eve and what happened when they left the Garden of Eden. That's where we are currently. We are in all of these laws, forbidden books of the Bible that, that talk about all the outlandish things that occurred for Adam and Eve after they left the Garden of Eden. Hey, Rosa J. Hodge, how you loving? I have read this book. Oh, beautiful, because what we're reading are many books. We're reading collections. So, what are we reading and what is this all about? We're here every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. What are we reading? We are reading the entire Bible, and many of you have spoken about the Ethiopian Bible. We cannot read the Ethiopian Bible here, even though it is the most complete Bible canon with 88 books of the Bible, including the Apocrypha and Pseudepigrapha and many books that do not appear in the Catholic Bible and do not appear in the Protestant Bible. The Ethiopian Bible, the Protestant Bible, the Catholic Bible, and the Protestant Bible, three different canons with three different sets of books. I'll show you which books are included. Let's go to my book, The Real God Is Not in the Bible, where I am sharing how these Bible canons add up and what is in each canon. Let's see if I can find it here. Bible stories. Let's see if I can find it. Because I tell you, this book is so huge that I am not always able to go exactly to where I want to go. Let me go to if it's not in this chapter, I'm going to go to the search. Canon. Let's see. Okay, it's under Where Were You Born? Gotcha. Thank you. Let's go there. All right. Thank you. Search is wonderful. Search is wonderful. Okay. Where were you born? That's the name of the chapter. In the Catholic religion, let me turn off the search. Thank you. I found what I was looking for. All right. So then we understand Bible canons and that you have a Bible, you don't have the Bible. Now, hear me out on this one. You have a Bible. Ooh, earring fell off. You have a Bible. You don't have the Bible. Okay? Now, this comes straight from Dr. Joel Baden, who is a professor of Hebrew Bible at Yale Divinity School. I love Dr. Joel Baden. And I listen to him exposit on things, and it just makes it so clear. Here's what you have. In the Catholic religion, The official Bible consists of 73 books in total, 46 books in the Old Testament, 27 books in what we call the New Testament. The Catholic Old Testament includes several books not found in the Protestant Bible because Martin Luther didn't like them. So he got rid of like the deuterocanonical books like Tobit, Judith, Wisdom, Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus, not the same as Ecclesiastes, Baruch, First and Second Maccabees, as well as parts of Daniel and Esther. In the Protestant Bible, you have 66 books in total, 39 books in the Old Testament. You see, it's 7 short of the Catholic Old Testament, which we will be reading these books as well. Tobit, Judith, Wisdom. We will be reading these books that are not included in the Protestant Bible. And in the Orthodox Tewahedo Church, has the largest Bible canon with 81 books, 46 books in the Old Testament, 35 books in the New Testament, and you will even see some on Amazon that are the Ethiopian Orthodox from the Ethiopian Bible with 88 books. The Ethiopian Old Testament includes all the books in the Protestant Old Testament, plus additional texts unique to the Ethiopian canon. These are unique to the Ethiopian Bible. Okay? In the New Testament, the Ethiopian canon includes the 27 books that are typically in our Protestant canon and these additional books. Now, the Greek Orthodox Bible, because remember, Christianity grew in many different directions all over the world. The Greek Orthodox Bible contains 79 books, 49 books in the Old Testament, 27 books in the New Testament. Okay? So I ask a question that is interesting. If God is in charge of the Bible and inspired its writing, why can't God get his kids the same Bible no matter where they're born or what man-made religion they belong to? We don't have the answer to that question. That you have a Bible. Oh, I wasn't even on screen share. Oh my goodness. Let's go back on screen. Let's go on screen share. You have a Bible. You don't have the Bible. Okay. Let's go back to that again. So if you want to take a screenshot, we are inside of my book. The Real God is Not in the Bible. Probably one of the most important books I've ever written. Here it is on Kickstarter. I love all of you have already said, yes, Rev, notify me on Kickstarter when the paperback and hardcover are available. I will drop it for you here in the chat. And right now you can get the ebook on Amazon. The ebook you can get on Amazon. Let me give you that. I'm going to give you this link, which shows you on Amazon varying versions of the Ethiopian Bible. Also, the Nag Hammadi scriptures, which I have right here on Kindle. I'm also going to order the paperback because I love having my books in my hand as well. It's in my collection. Highly recommend the Nag Hammadi scriptures. This is it on Amazon. Of course, the books of Enoch, and here by Reverend Valerie Love, The Real God is Not in the Bible. I'm going to give you the link to this page on my Amazon store where I have collated for you the books that we cover in this series and that I cover in my book. So understand that you do not have the Bible. You have a Bible, one among many, as we just saw. You have a Bible. Now, which Bible you want, completely up to you. Pick one. That's not the Bible because there is no the Bible. You have a Bible, a version. You have a collection of books that varies from other collections of books. That's just what it is. That's a fact, not made up by Reverend Valerie Love. It's simply how it exists. What Bible you have is largely a matter of your parents and your culture and your country. Where were you born? What were your parents doing? And what was the culture doing? That's the Bible you're rooted in. Okay? So let's not make a big deal about the Bibles. None of them came from God, so we don't have to worry about them not being accurate. Money in the morning! How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Come on, let's see what this super chat says. Come on, Tasha. I always ask myself, why did God need a book? He could have instilled everything inside of us. Oops, guess what? He did. Wait a minute. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. As we say every day on this broadcast, every morning, we're here at 7 a.m. Every morning. As we say every day, or just about every day, you want to find God, close your eyes, turn within, and here's God. Turn off the report of the five senses, disconnect from body consciousness, and here's God. Here's God. You don't have to go looking. And the real God doesn't have books. The real God doesn't have a holy house. The real God doesn't have a religion. The real God doesn't have rules, things you have to do. No, that's what we were taught. And we are here to wash all that shit out of our brains. We're just baptizing ourselves in truth. How about that? Baptizing ourselves in truth. So today, what's on tap for today? Today, we are reading, let's go to the pseudepigrapha online at pseudepigrapha.org. And the reason that we must be careful, let me come on screen share. The reason that we must be careful about what we read, I can't just pick any book and read it. All these books are copyrighted. So I cannot just pick up an Ethiopian Bible and start reading it to all of y'all because that's copyright infringement. Okay. Yes, the Bible is copywritten. I'll be saying it again and again all the way through the series because I see in the comments a lot of questions about, well, what about the Ethiopian Bible? And the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible. And the Ethiopian Bible is one of the oldest Bibles, and it is a more complete Bible. Yet, if we do not, it's copywritten. It's copywritten, it's copywritten, it's copywritten. So remember, this is a broadcast on YouTube that must abide by copyright laws. That's just how it works. Okay. So I can only read to you, I can only use material at length that is in what we call the public domain. That means anyone can use it for any purpose without asking for express permission from the publisher. So we must be very careful as we read these, where we source our material, because copyright law says that if you are going to use material from another person that another person published, you must ask for permission. Unless you are just doing a quote, you don't have to ask for permission. You could probably get away with 3-4 sentences without asking for permission. Or if you're using it in a commentary, like let's say you're on the news and you're using this particular book as a commentary, but you're not taking whole swaths of the book and reading it or putting it in your video or putting it in your book. Or you can use it for parody. You're making a joke, you're a comedian, like, I don't know, you're a comedian and you're making jokes about, you're Dave Chappelle, let's say, and you're making jokes about a book that Melania Trump wrote. You can say a couple of things, and that's called parody. So there are things that are called fair use for copyrighted material, but I can't just go grab any book and read the whole book on YouTube without running afoul of copyright. And I'm not willing to do that because I'm an author myself. And I love when people honor my copyright. So, as a copyright holder myself of over 26 books and thousands of videos, I understand copyright very well. And people get sued for less than that. And right now, if you look inside of my YouTube channel, there are several channels that are using my videos, and YouTube has told me these people are using your intellectual property, your IP. What do you want us to do about it? You can make a case and take it down. And some of them I look at, most of them I look at, I'm like, it's helping the cause, let them use it. But no one can come and just take like all the videos from the Valerie Love YouTube channel and put it on their YouTube channel and start monetizing it. Like, no, this is my creation coming forth from me. Other people have their creations coming forth from them, and we don't need to copy anybody because you got a whole lot of big imagination of your own. You can make up shit. You don't need to copy anyone. Okay. So I am grateful for your collaboration of these books and your research. I feel like I don't have to become a formal Bible scholar to keep up with the information. Many thanks. I love that, Dia. I love that. I feel like every morning I also learn. Every morning I learn something new, and my brain is just crackling and popping and loving it. Now, yes. Isn't that incredible, Danelzia? A Bible, not the Bible, wordplay and mind conditioning. Real God has no books, holy house, religion, or rules. That's exactly right. And you can know God doesn't have any rules because look at the planet. People are doing whatever the hell they want to do, including me and you. Everyone is doing whatever the hell you want to do. That is how this universe works. You do whatever the hell you want to do, and then the law says that is going to come boomerang back. That's how it works. And that's how you learn. Oh, that wasn't good for me to cuss this person out. That was my boss. Because now, boom, it's going to boomerang back. Everything you do is a boomerang. Everything you do and say is a boomerang. So, what are you putting out? What are you putting out? What are you putting out? What are you putting out, beloved? Because it's coming back. See, that's the law. So God doesn't have to edit your every action. That's what we were told in church. We were told God is watching from on high. And he's seeing whose name he's going to write in his book of life. Let me get a little pen. Oh, you're not going in the book of life. So you got to worry about God, and you got to worry about Santa Claus, because Santa Claus, he's looking to see who's naughty and who's nice. I mean, this lurking overseer, it's creepy. You mean, I used to think God's watching me right now while I'm in the bathroom. God's watching me while I'm in the shower. God's watching me while I'm having sex. It makes you bifurcated in your mind. Stop. No, no, there ain't no big God in the sky watching you do everything and putting your name in a book, deeming it good or bad. It's going on a scale. Which one? That's Mayat. Mayat has her scales. Follow the laws of Mayat. Love Mayat. There ain't no God up there with, a big book and a long white robe and a long white beard. That's why I put the God on the cover of my book. Do you know why I love what the cover designer came up with? Do you know why I love it? I described to her what I wanted and she nailed it. Do you know why I love this cover? Because it shows us a crazy ass God that people believe in. People believe that there's some big dude in the sky and he's angry and he's scary and he's white and he's got a long white beard. Yep, that's what people think God is. It's crazy as hell. But that's what people think. So that's why the cover of the book looks like that. and everyone I have showed the cover of the book to, they were like, "Ooh, that's scary." I'm like, "Good. That's exactly what I wanted." Because it shows us what we believe. That's what we believe. Okay. Baby. Yes, birth your own babies. Don't steal mine. That's exactly right. Isn't it creepy? Angel, isn't it creepy? We got God and we got Santa. We got to look out for. It's too much pressure. Stop it. Do what you need to do. All right, let's go to the book of Adam. Now, this is the Georgian So let's understand what we are reading because we must understand what's going on here. So let's go to the pseudepigrapha and let's see what we're reading. So we have already covered the books of Adam and Eve, the Latin version, Life of Adam and Eve, Slavonic version, Life of Adam and Eve, Greek version, also known as the Apocalypse of Moses. Yesterday, we read the Apocalypse of Adam. Now, just because it's here in this list, please understand that the Apocalypse of Adam, which we read yesterday, is a very different type of book because it is a Gnostic text found in 1945. It wasn't found along with these other ones. It's not grouped together, even though here on the website it's grouped together. The Apocalypse of Adam, as we saw yesterday, is very different from the other ones. In the Apocalypse of Adam, the creator God is the villain. Eve did not cause the fall of humanity. Eve caused Adam to know the truth that we're in a prison. The creator God is the demiurge, and he thinks he's the real God. The creator God created a world to trap souls that have the spark of light of the divine in them. So you want to return to the light. That's a very different message than these first three books. This fourth book, totally different. It's actually the opposite. The Apocalypse of Adam is actually the reverse of these three. Now we're going to read the Book of Adam. Our next book is going to come from the Ethiopic, and it is in the public domain. Therefore, we are not violating any copyright. So the Apocalypse of Adam was yesterday, and today we are starting the Book of Adam. Now, because the Book of Adam is so long, we're doing part 1 today, part 2 tomorrow. And then the day after that, we will move to the Ethiopic, the Book of Adam and Eve, and see what it says in Africa, because I love my brother who put a comment in the on the yesterday's video that said, have you ever read the book the Africans who wrote the Bible? Fascinating. And so we get the Ethiopic version of it in the public domain, open for everyone to read freely without infringing copyright. The Apocalypse of Adam was yesterday. Today is the Book of Adam. And what I already did is I took half of this, because as you can see, it's quite lengthy. I took half of it and put it in our document. So here we have the Book of Adam, part 1, so we don't have to strain our eyes and read that tiny little print and understand what's going on. I'm making sure I am on screen share. Yes, I am. Here we go. The Book of Adam, part 1. It came to pass when Adam went out from paradise with his wife Eve, they went out at the western part of paradise. And Adam made a hut to live in. They both entered it and resided there for 7 days. They both wept with abundant tears, for they regretted the residence of the kingdom from which they had been expelled. And after 7 days, they were hungry and looked for something to eat. Eve told Adam, Adam, my Lord, arise and go search for food for me that we may eat, while waiting to try, who knows, that for the Lord to accept us and take us back to the same place in paradise. And Adam arose after 7 days and went about upon the face of the earth, and he did not find any food like that which they used to eat in paradise. Adam replied to Eve and told her, we are going to die a death. Eve told Adam, oh, if I were dead, then God would have accepted you in paradise. Adam replied to Eve and said to her, because of us, a great anger lies against all creatures. However, I do not know this, whether it is because of me or because of you. Eve replied to Adam, my Lord, if you think it is wise, kill me so that I will be exterminated from the sight of God and his angels, so that God's anger against you may cease, which happened because of me, and he will bring you back into paradise. Adam replied and told her, "No, no, do not mention this matter, lest God send another judgment upon us because of this killing. How could I raise my hand and cause my own flesh to suffer?" Then Eve told him, "Arise, let us both seek vegetables." And they did not find anything tasting like the fruit of the tree which was in paradise. And Eve told him, "God that for the wild beasts to get their food, but our food was that by which the angels live. Now come and let us repent in penitence for 40 days, so that God may pity us and then give us better food than that of the dumb animals, lest we should become like them." Penitence and second temptation. Adam replied to Eve and told her, "Explain to me now what penitence you wish to repent, or for how many days will you be able to repent in your penitence, lest perchance we make a promise to God, and we be unable to fulfill the promise which we will have made to him." Eve replied to Adam and she told him, "Tell me about the number of days to me. Then, for what period of time will you consider doing penitence? Who knows? Perhaps I will add more to that, for it is I who have brought these tribulations upon you." Adam replied and said to Eve, "You will be able to add anything to it. On the contrary, you would not be able to add anything to it. On the contrary, hold to the number of days, which I will tell you, and keep it. I will do penitence for 40 days, and you do penitence for 34 days. Leave me these 6 days, since were you not created upon the sixth day, when God completed the creation of all creatures? Now you arise and go to the river Tigris, and put a stone upon your feet, and stay in the water, and clothe yourself with it up to your neck. While you pray, beware, let no sound come from your mouth, for we are not worthy to open our mouths, for our lips are impure, because we transgress the commandments concerning the food, so as to eat from the tree of paradise which God had forbidden us. Rather be silent. Only do penitence in the water for 34 days with all your heart, and I will do the same in the Jordan River until God hearkens and gives us food." Eve went off to the Tigris River, and she did as Adam had ordered her. But Adam, he remained in the Jordan River, and the hair of his head spread out. And Adam said, "I tell you, O Jordan, suffer with me and assemble all the dumb animals which are around you, so that they may come to surround you and bewail me, not for their own sakes, but for me, because God did not withhold their fodder from them, which God gave them from the beginning, but I have been withheld from means of life and from my food." When Adam had said that with bitter tears, all the cattle gathered close to him and stood round him like walls. At the moment when the water of the Jordan had restrained its flow, when Adam raised his voice towards God and he varied his tone of voice 6 times, like the voices of all the angels in all times. When the 12 days of his weeping were completed, the devil trembled and changed his shape and his clothes by artful deceit. He went close to Eve on the Tigris River and stood beside the bank. He was weeping and had his false tears dripping, trickling down on his garment and from his garment down to the ground. Then he told Eve, "Come out of that water where you are and stop your tribulations. For God has hearkened to your penitence and to Adam, your husband. Moreover, we too have besought favor because of your misfortunes which we have seen. Thus God hath sent me to you. Come forth, and to give you the food on account of which you repented." Now come up from there, for I have gone to Adam, and he sent me and told me, go and speak with Eve, my spouse, bring her back to me. Come down, and I will lead you to Adam, to the place where he is and where your food also is. And Eve came out of the water, and her flesh was withered like rotten vegetables because of the coldness of the water. All the form of her beauty had been destroyed. And when she had come up out of the water, she fell on the face of the earth in great weakness and remained lying on the ground without moving for 2 days. And after 2 days, she arose, and the devil led her to where Adam was. Pardon me for a minute, but just pardon me for a minute. Eve passes out for 2 days, and the devil just stands around for 2 days waiting for her to wake back up. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. I digress. Let me get back to the scripture. Let me get back to the reading. I just needed a moment on that one. Okay. I'm back. Let me get myself together. Okay. All right. And as soon as Adam saw Eve and how she was following the devil, he started to weep with burning tears and called out with a great voice and told her, where are the commands of repentance which I gave you? How have you been deceived again by him, because of whom we are aliens to our dwellings? When Eve heard that it was the devil who had deceived her, she fell down before him, and Adam's just distress for Eve increased twofold, for he saw her lying on the earth like one dead. He was sad and said, groaning, woe to you who fight against us. What evil have we done to you? For it is because of your calumnies that we went out from paradise. It is because we have caused you to be expelled that you are angry against us. Or is it because of us that you were despoiled of your glory? Or is it in some way by our actions that you are in such deficiency? Or are we the only creatures of God that you fight against us alone? Fall of Satan, as the Hebrew people say, or Satan, as the Christian people say. The devil began to cry with forced tears, and the devil told Adam, oh, Adam, all the greed and the anger and all the grief of my heart are directed against you, because it was through you that I fell from my dwellings, and it was by you that I was alienated from my own throne. My wings were more numerous than those of the cherubim, and I concealed myself under them. Because of you, now my feet walk on the earth, which I would have never believed. Adam replied to the devil and told him, what is my fault by which I have done all that to you? The devil replied to him and told him, you did nothing to me, but it is because of you that I have fallen upon the earth. The very day when you were created, on that day, I fell from before the face of God, because when God breathed a spirit onto your face, you had the image and likeness of the divinity. And then Michael came, he presented you and made you bend down before God. And God told Michael, I have created Adam according to my image and my divinity. Then Michael came, he summoned all the troops of angels and told them, bow down before the likeness and the image of the divinity. And then when Michael summoned them and all had bowed to you, he summoned me also. And I told him, go away from me. How should I bow down to him who is younger than me? Indeed, I am master prior to him, and it is proper for him to bow down to me. The 6 classes of other angels heard that, and my speech pleased them, and they did not bow down to you. Then God became angry with us and commanded us, them and me, to be cast down from our dwellings to the earth. As for you, he commanded you to dwell in paradise. When I had realized that I had fallen before you by your power, that I was in distress and you were in rest, then I aimed at hunting you so that I might alienate you from the paradise of delights, just as I had been alienated because of you. When Adam heard that, he cried in a loud voice and said, Lord, my life is in your hands. Make this enemy distant from me, who desires to lead me astray and seeks to destroy my race. It is by him that Eve has been lost. At that moment, Beliar became invisible. As for Adam, he remained in the water and did repentance. But Eve had fallen upon the earth like one dead. Then she stood up from the earth, ground. Separation of Adam and Eve, and told Adam, Be saved, Adam, for you did not join me in the transgression of the commandments, neither in the first instance nor in the second, but the word of God will prevail against me. And Eve said to him, Behold, I shall so leave in the direction of the setting sun, and I will eat grass like a dumb animal until I die, for by no means am I worthy of having a part in the food of the living. Then Eve went away in the direction of the setting sun, and she remained there in mourning and moaning. And after these days, she made for herself a hut in the direction of the setting sun. Now she had conceived 3 months before, and Cain was in her womb. When the days of her parturition arrived, then she started to tremble. She wailed towards God in a loud voice and said, Where is Adam so that he can console me in my present pain? Or who will relate my sufferings to him? Is there none among the birds who would go to him and tell him, Come, help Eve, your spouse? I beg of you, all races of heaven, and when you go to the east, relate my present sufferings to my Lord. Then Adam heard in the river Jordan her crying of tears and misfortunes. Then God hearkened to Adam's prayer and sent him the archangel Michael, who brought him seeds sealed with the divine seal, destined to be brought to Adam. Then he taught him sowing and the work related to it, so that thus they might be saved, they and all their descendants. And when Adam had heard the prayer of Eve and the wailing of her tears from the west, Adam recognized her voice and said in his heart, This is the voice of my rib, the voice of my sheep, ? I will arise and I will see why she cries. Is it that the serpent is attacking her again? Adam arose and followed her footsteps, and he came close to her in the part of the west where Eve was. And when Eve saw Adam, she was crying with abundant tears and said, My Lord, Adam, have you not heard the sound of my tears? For today it is 9 days, day and night, that there has been this crying of mine towards you. Is it that the generations of the east have not informed you when they arose? And have not the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the earth informed you? For I beg them all that they tell you about it. Arise, entreat your Creator to have pity, so that God may answer your prayer and deliver me from my sufferings. Or, if it seems fitting to you, send death to me, or by your prayers, liberate me from my torment. Adam prayed and spoke a plea to God on her behalf, and the Lord hearkened to him. And behold, 12 angels and 2 powers came from heaven, and they came to the place where Eve was. One of the powers came, touched Eve's face and her breast, and told Eve, Blessed are you, Eve, because of Adam, elect one and servant of God. For his prayers are great before God, and because of him, God will deliver you. If you had not been brought help because of him, you would have conceived such a thorn that you could not have rescued yourself from your sufferings. Rise up now and prepare yourself to give birth to a child. Eve arose as the angel had instructed her. She gave birth to a child, and his color was like that of the stars. He fell into the hands of the midwife. Where did the midwife come from? Okay. Midwife. And at once he began to pluck up the grass, for in his mother's hut grass was planted. The midwife replied to him and told him, God is just that he did not at all leave you in my hands. For you are Cain, the perverse one, killer of the good, for you are the one who plucks up the fruit bearing tree and not whom who plants it, not him who plants it. You are the bearer of bitterness and not of sweetness. And the power told Adam, remain by Eve until she has done with the infant what I have taught her. Death of Abel. As for Adam, he took Eve and the child, and he brought them into a part of the east, and he stayed there. And when the 8th year and the 2nd month were completed, Eve became pregnant and bore another son, whom the power of God called by name Abel, and they remained there together. At that time, Eve told Adam, Adam, my Lord, in my sleep, I saw that the blood of my was pouring into the mouth of Cain, his brother, and he drank it without mercy. And Abel beseeched him to leave him a little of his blood, and he did not agree to hearken to him, but he drank it completely, and it did not remain in his stomach, but it went forth, and he was smeared with it, and it could not at all be removed from his body. Adam replied to Eve and told her, lest Cain plan to kill him, let us separate them from one another, and let us be with them so as to provide no room to anger. And they acted as Adam had said, and he told them, my sons, come and let us disperse, each to his own place. Then God told the angel Gabriel, say to Adam, do not reveal to Cain the secret plan which you know, for he is a son of wrath, because his brother will be killed by him. However, let Adam not be sad, for I will raise up Seth for him instead of Abel, and he will resemble my image. And he, so, QAC, will teach you everything of which I have a memory, but do not reveal this to anyone but Adam. That is what God told the angel, and the angel spoke this word to Adam. Then Adam kept the word in his heart, and they both were sad, Adam and his spouse. And the time arrived when Abel was killed by Cain, his brother, and he, Adam, told her, Eve, God has established an end for all human beings. Was death anything else but the killing by which Abel, has been killed by Cain, and Cain's jealousy delivered him to death because Cain was of a perverse race. And the times arise when Cain and Abel had gone up towards their fields. 2 demons resembling Cain and Abel came. One demon reproached the other demon. He became angry with him and took a stone sword, which was of a transparent stone, maybe the same stone as Exodus 4:25. He cut his throat and killed him. And when Cain saw the blood, he went quickly and took the stone in his hands. But when Abel saw him coming upon him, he begged him, do not make me die, O my brother Cain. He, however, did not accept his prayer, and he spilled Abel's blood in front of him. And Adam and Eve afflicted themselves all that time with great sadness. And after this, Adam entered his spouse, and Eve became pregnant and bore Seth, who resembled Adam. Adam told Eve, behold, I have borne a son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed before me. And again, after that, Adam had 30 sons and 30 daughters, for all the years of Adam were 930 years. And from him they multiplied upon the earth and settled over it. Illness of Adam. And when the 930 years were completed, Adam fell ill and cried out in a loud voice and said, gather to me ye all my descendants, and I will see them before my death. And all his progeny gathered to him who had settled, and he divided the three parts of the earth among his descendants. And all Adam's descendants assembled by him, for they had taken a position before his doors in the place which Adam had made, and into which he would enter and address his prayers to God. And his sons told him, "What is this, Father Adam?" He told them, "I am sick, my sons." And they told him, "What is your illness? And how does a human being fall ill?" Seth, his son, replied to him and told him, Adam, Father Adam, what has befallen you? Have you remembered perchance the fruit of the garden? And you longed for it and you became sad because of it? If it is thus, tell me, and I will go before paradise, and I will cast dust upon my head, and I will weep. And if only God hears me, let him send his angel, and the angel will bring me the fruit of paradise, and I will bring it to you so that you may calm your distress. And Adam told him, "My son Seth, it is not so. Rather, I am sick and I have pain." Seth replied to him, "Father, what is pain, and how do you have pain?" Adam's story of the fall. Adam told Seth, "Son, God made us, me and your mother. He set us in the paradise of delights to eat its fruit. But there was one plant in the middle of the paradise, very beautiful, concerning which God commanded us, eat not of it. And the serpent deceived your mother and caused her to eat of it, because of which now we are going to die. When it was the hour for the guardian angels to ascend to worship God, the enemy deceived her, and she ate of it, and she deceived me, my children, for I did not know. And God had divided paradise between us, between me and your mother Eve, so that we may guard it. As for me, he had given me the eastern and northern portion. To your mother Eve, he had entrusted the southern and the western portion. And there were 12 angels each of us to guard us until the time of the dawn. But at each time at day, they ascended there. And at the moment of their ascent, the serpent deceived your mother and caused her to eat of the tree, for he had seen that I was not with her any more than the angels. She also made me eat of it, and I did not understand. When we had eaten, God became angry with us and told us, "You have therefore scorned my commandment. I too will scorn you." And he sent 70 evils upon us, to our eyes and to our ears, and as far as our feet, plagues and portents treasured in his treasuries. This God did to me to cause me to perish through death. Command to retrieve oil. Eve said, weeping, "My Lord Adam, give me half of your sufferings, and I will bear your present pain. For your suffering is due to me, and it is I who caused these pains to come upon you." And Adam told Eve, "Arise and go with Seth, my son, to paradise. Cast soil on your head and weep before God, so that he might give us grace. And God will send his angel to paradise, where the tree of life is, from which the oil flows out, so that he may give you a little of that oil, and you will bring it here to me, and I will anoint myself, and I will be healed of my sufferings. And then I will let you know the whole way in which we were tried." Encounter with the beast. Woe is me, for when I arrive at the day of judgment, all my sins will burn me, and people will tell me, in the first instance, it was you who did not observe God's orders. Eve called out and told the wicked beast, "O evil beast, have you no fear? Did you dare to fight the image of God? How did you take it upon yourself to open your mouth? And how have you thought to sink your teeth? Oh, how have you not recalled the first order of God and have opened your mouth against the image of God?" Then the beast replied to her and told Eve, "It is not from our greediness that your discontent and your weeping come, but your discontent and your weeping come from your own greediness. For at the beginning of creation, it was you who hearkened to the beast, the serpent. How did you dare to open your mouth and eat of the tree of which God had commanded you not to eat? It is you, because of whom the aspect of everything has changed. Now you will not be able to endure if I start talking and rebuking you." Seth replied to him and told the beast, "Let your mouth be closed and be silent, beast, and get away from us, the image of the divinity, until the day when God will have you standing before him." Then also the beast told Seth, "Behold then, that I get away from you, image of God, dazzling splendor of God." And when the beast had left him, her, the beast fled from Seth, and the wounded man went to the hut of Adam, his father. Arrival at paradise. And God sent to them the archangel Michael, who is in charge of the souls, and he told Seth, "Man of God, do not labor to supplicate this concerning the olive tree to in command to anoint your father Adam. This is not to be right now, but in the future times when 5,000 years will be completed. Then at the 5,500th year, the beloved Son of God, Christ, will come upon the earth to resurrect Adam's body from his fall because of the transgression of the commands. He will come and he will be baptized in the river Jordan. And as soon as he will have come forth from of the water with the anointing of oil, he will anoint him and all his descendants, so that they will rise at the time of the resurrection. The Lord said, "I will admit them into paradise, and I will anoint them with that unction." Return to Adam. But now go to your father Adam, because the days of his times are completed. In 3 days, his soul will go out of his body, and numerous wonders will be seen in the heavens. When the angel had told that to him, immediately he was hidden underneath the plant of paradise. Now, as for Seth and Eve, they departed for Adam's hut, and Adam wept because of the wound of the beast. Adam's rebuke of Eve. And he told Eve, "What have all of us done? For an evil has come upon us and upon all our descendants. Indeed, tell your children what are your sins, for we will die, you and I, and misfortunes will spread over the earth. All the descendants who have come forth from us will curse us, saying, 'It was our father and mother who brought this misfortune upon us.'" The portions of Adam and Eve in paradise. Then Eve began to cry, and she said, "Now hearken to me, my children, and I will tell you how we were tricked. It happened then that your father was guarding his portion of paradise, the east and the north, while I was guarding my portion, the west and the south. And the devil came to Adam's portion, and there were beasts there, for the Lord had also divided the beasts between us. All that were male he had given to Adam, and all that were female he had given to me, and we each fed our own ones." Satan's encounter with the beast. When the devil came to your father's portion, the devil summoned the serpent and told him, "Arise and come to me, and I will teach you a useful word." Then the serpent came, and the devil told the serpent, "I hear that you are wiser than all the dumb animals, and I have come to test your wisdom." Science. For Adam gives food to all the dumb animals, thus also to you. When then all the dumb animals come to bow down before Adam from day to day, from morning to morning, every day, you also come to bow down. You were created before him as large as you are, and you bow down before this little one. And why do you eat food inferior to Adam's and his spouses, and not the good fruit of paradise? But come and hearken to me, so that we may have Adam expelled from the wall of paradise, just as we are outside. Perhaps we can re enter somehow to paradise. And the serpent told him, "How can we have them excluded?" The devil replied and told the serpent, "Be a sheath for me, and I will speak to the woman through your mouth, a word by which we will trick them." Serpent's approach to paradise. And the two of them came together, and they allowed their heads to hang on the wall of the paradise at the time where the angels had ascended to bow down to God. Then the devil changed himself into the image of an angel. He praised the praises of the angel, and I was gazing in the direction of the enclosure to hear the praises. I stared, and I saw him like an angel, and at once he became invisible, for he had gone forth to bring the serpent. And he told him, "Arise and come, and I will be with you, and I will speak through your mouth that which it is proper for you to say." He took on the form of the serpent to go close to the wall of paradise, and the devil slipped inside the serpent, and he allowed his head to hang on the wall of paradise. He cried out and said, "Shame on you, woman, you who are in the paradise of delight and who are blind. Come to me, and I will tell you a certain secret word. And when I had come, he told me, Eve. And I told him, Here I am. He replied to me and told me, What do you do in paradise? I replied and told him, God has set me to guard paradise and eat of it. The devil replied to me and told me through the mouth of the serpent, Well done. Do you eat the fruit of every tree which is in paradise? I replied and told him, Yes, we eat all the fruit except for only one tree, which is here in the middle of paradise. But God commanded us, Do not eat of it, so that you will not die of death. That is part 1 of the book of Adam. Part 2 of the book of Adam, coming up tomorrow morning. If you were here for the reading of the Bible, the lost books of the Bible, and the forbidden books of the Bible, there you have it. This is the book of Adam and Eve, part 1. The book of Adam and Eve coming up tomorrow, part 2. Let's talk about it. If you're here for the commentary, let's get into it right now. Because every day we have commentary. And we're going to make this commentary short because we've already been on for an hour, okay? Let's get into the commentary. First of all, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions about this text. First question is, where did the midwife come from? Just like that. I mean, we're just in the middle of the story. You got Adam, you got Eve, you got the hut, Eve's hut. You got 12 angels, you got 2 powers, and then she's giving birth. And all of a sudden it says, again, the midwife said, what? How did a midwife get into this story? Who's the midwife? It's only supposed to be 2 people on the planet at this point. It's only supposed to be 2 people. How do we have a midwife? How does she know what to do? Oh, yeah, a midwife just enters the scene. So I had to pause at that moment because these books, they just slay me. These stories just slay me. And if you think these stories are from God, who do we think is telling these stories? Okay, now remember, in the Apocalypse of Adam, that is a Gnostic text that is very different from the books of Adam, the life of Adam and Eve, the Apocalypse of Moses, because in this tradition, Eve is the problem. In the Gnostic tradition, Eve is the problem solver. Do you see the distinction there? These stories are mind-blowing, mind-blowing. I promise you, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, the Iliad and the Odyssey, Epic of Gilgamesh, the Bible got all of that. All of it, and Lord of the Rings. You just put it all together. That's the Bible. Okay. So, first of all, I don't know when they had sex in the middle of all of this penitence, beating themselves up with, "Oh, we've got to go and do a ritual." They're starving, 7 days of no food, right? They're starving. They're doing all this penitence. Eve is passing out on the regular. Every time you turn around, Eve is like, oh, he just keeps passing out. Eve passed out on the beach, the shore of the Tigris River, and the devil is just hanging around for like 2 days until she wakes up. It's like, oh, devil, you're still here? Yeah, come on, let's go to Adam. Oh my God. And then she follows him and she goes over and Adam's in the river. Oh my God, Eve, don't tell me. See, each version of this story gives you a little bit more of the hilarious details of the story. And it just gets better and better the more of them you read, because each one gives you some extra little tidbits that the other one didn't have. So in this one, we have that Eve passed out. Now, this is the first time we're reading anything about Eve passing out, right? So Eve passes out twice. So when she sees Adam, she's like, oh my God, she passed out again. And then Eve says, okay, I'm going to go to the setting sun. I'm going to go to the west. And she goes to the west and she builds a hut, but then she discovers that she's pregnant. Who's the narrator? Who I want to know who is the narrator that is writing all these events, because the narrator was with Eve at the Tigris River. He was also he or she or they were also with Adam at the Jordan River. In one story, while Adam is at the Jordan River, and they're also with the devil, this narrator is everywhere. This is the omnipotent narrator voice in the novel. Okay, you go over to Adam. Adam is in the Jordan River. The others say that the fish surrounded him. This one said the cattle surrounded him. How did cattle come and surround him at the Jordan? Did the cattle leave the garden? Where did the cattle come from? I don't know. I think just a bunch of animals roaming around outside of the Garden of Eden. I don't understand. Help me. Somebody help me understand. Okay. The cat, I'm telling you, I'm trying to keep a straight face while I'm reading this thing, because I'm just like, my head is exploding right now. My head exploded about 10 times while I was reading the thing. Okay. And then, okay, it's time for her to have the baby. Here comes a midwife. We don't know where the midwife came from. We don't know where the cattle, none of these people have a backstory. I want to know the backstory of the midwife. Where is she? What is going on? These books of the Bible have you doing whiplash, because you're like, wait, how many angels? Oh, this one said that. Oh, wait a minute. Something bit Seth. It can talk. What? You be going like this in the story. It's just smacking you. This is not subtle literature. Man, every sentence is just smacking you with something else. Here comes another creature, another ritual, another angel, another angry god. Oh my God, what is happening? And in the middle of this, they can't find food. Oh, okay. So after all that, now we have the first murder in history. Oh my goodness, I had a terrible dream. Adam, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, he's just drinking his blood. I'm like, oh, graphic. Cain, he's drinking Abel's blood. And Abel is saying, leave a little blood in my body for me. No, I'm going to drink all your blood. But he drinks all the blood. And then it doesn't stay in. He regurgitates the blood, and then the blood's all over him, and he can't get it off. Oh my God. This is the goriest thing ever. If they made this a movie, it would be rated triple X. We can't show this to kids. Oh, wow. These scribes, I got to tell you something. I needed to be a scribe in the ancient world, because clearly these scribes were having all the fun. They were like, okay, they got the candle burning in their little fresh goat skin with some little ink on a bird feather. What story am I going to write today? Man, scribes. These scribes. These scribes were killing it. They're like, okay, oh, I don't like how that happened in the story. I think I'm going to make it a little more gory. The scribes, because they're copying things that they got from somebody else, and they add a little twist onto it. Yeah, let's make it a little bit better. Okay, let me get myself together and do a right and proper commentary on this, because this is not very scholarly right now. I apologize. These stories just be having me going. I'm telling you. Okay. So after we get through the death of Cain, and I mean the death of Abel, and what happened with Cain? Did they just let him hang around the other 30, 62 children? He could just hang other 61 children, because it was three: Cain, Adam, and Seth, according to my calculations. And I think he had 30 others, 30 other daughters, and 30 other sons. I think one of the things said he had 63 altogether. So did they just let Cain hang around? Like, what was at least the Bible gave you some closure on the Cain arc stories. Like, you got to get out of here. At least the Bible gave us that, because we get none of that. We don't get any closure on the Cain arc of the story. What is going on with Cain? He's just hanging around everybody else, and he's just having babies and having children. But you just killed a terrible death. You just, okay. Then we have demons. We have two demons that come. Where do the two demons come from? Okay, wait a minute. There's hell already. When hold the phone. Where did the two demons come from? And one looks like Cain and one looks like Abel. Okay. Okay, now we got demons in the story. We have shapeshifters because the demons are making themselves look like Cain and Abel. Then we have a disappearing, we have a shape shifting character who is supposedly the devil, Satan. He's a shapeshifter also because he had beautiful wings. He had more wings than the cherubim, he says. And I think the cherubim have 6 wings. He had more wings than them. So maybe he had 8 wings. And he said, I used to fold them around myself and I would just be so beautiful. Okay. Okay. And now I have to walk on the earth. I don't even have wings anymore. Oh, wow. This is how when somebody would make it into a Netflix special. I would love to see this. Okay. So he doesn't have wings anymore. He's walking around. He's mad because he's walking around on the planet. And so I've got to torture you because it's because of y'all that I lost all my glory. Oh, this all this lamentation, lamentation, lamentation. And then finally, it gets to the point where Adam is going to die. We haven't gotten to that part of the story yet in this version. There's many versions of this. And so we're reading different versions. And remember, the Gnostic virgin, Eve is not the problem. Eve is the solution. When we can see the direction that the Abrahamic religions took, the Abrahamic religions took the direction that Eve was the problem. The Gnostic texts say that Eve was the liberator and that the creator God is a false demiurge. So we could say that all of these, all of these the Abrahamic religions are probably serving a false demiurge. That's what we could say. Oh my goodness. Your commentary is the best. I just have questions. I just want to know what is actually going on in these stories. Okay. Okay. Now, so tomorrow, that's our commentary for today. I'm confused. I'm confused by the midwife. I'm confused by the shape shifting devil. He disappears. He appears. He looks like an angel. If you are mad because you lost your wings, why don't you just shapeshift into an angel? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you can shapeshift, your shapeshifting powers are not gone. You can still shapeshift. So why don't you just shapeshift yourself into an angel? What is your problem, Satan? Now you're at the point of complaining. People are tired of hearing your "I was thrown down" story. We're tired of that story. Get a new story, Satan. Satan, get a new story. We're tired of that. I used to be so glorious. Get a life. Okay, be on the planet and just shapeshift into anything you want to be. You can shapeshift into animals. Okay, now what's this? This is the other part that was just incredible. These animals were some on Eve's side, some on Adam's side. Doesn't it sound like the Anunnaki laboratory? So let's tie it all back to where these stories all originated with the Anunnaki. All this stuff originated with the Anunnaki, and there is a word that continues to appear, and it says command. And it's a very interesting word because Enlil was called Lord of the Command. So anytime you hear you broke my commandments, I made a commandment and you didn't do it, you want to think Enlil, Lord of the Command. Because when he made a command, he wanted people to follow the command. And Enlil, also the mastermind behind population control by old age, sickness, pestilence, all of these things harken back to the Anunnaki because they were the ones that instituted pestilence, old age by tampering with the telomeres at the end of our genes, the little telomeres, and the longer they are, the longer you live, shorter it's short and short and short and short. And scientists have said, I was just watching Michael Levin the other day, an incredible scientist, scientists after scientists after scientists after scientists have said, we can't explain why do we get old? Why do we die? We can't explain why do we get old, right? Why? Why do we get old? There's no biological reason why we should get old, except that there was a genetic tampering that happened with us that caused us to now have aging. And the reason why the years, woo, but it was Yes, indeed. This is fan fiction, right? And the reason we have shorter lifespans after the flood, everyone says the same thing. Yeah, there were shorter lifespans after the flood. That was not an accident. That was a truth. That after they went through all these ways of trying to cull the herd, they're doing the same thing on the planet now. The archons that are on this planet, that are the evil overlords, are trying to cull the herd right now. They're still doing it with bad food. Bill Gates is buying up things like Bragg's apple cider vinegar that used to be good for you. I would be very concerned about buying Bragg's apple cider vinegar now. I'd probably have to keep testing the formula because this man is not a good person. And this man has already proven to you that he wants to cull the herd, and he started in Africa with his Gavi Foundation, Gavi. Look it up. His Gavi Foundation, supposedly, that was set up to help Black women in rural Africa. And what he was really doing was sterilizing them. But he went in under the guise of providing vaccines. This man is evil. This man is evil. They sat in a room before COVID happened and practiced COVID. They sat in a room before COVID happened. Did you ever look that up? They kicked him out of Africa because this man went to Africa, into rural Africa, under the guise of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This man is not what he appears. He looks the AI agrees. He looks like such a, you know, oh, they cloned him. They cloned Bill Gates. Okay. He looks like such a, sweet, just nice guy. Mm-mm. I did when I went down the rabbit hole with what African leaders and African thought leaders told us about Bill Gates. Bill Gates was not giving people vaccinations. Bill Gates was sterilizing people without their consent. Do you understand? This man was sterilizing people to stay the tide. He looked around the whole world. Who's having the most children? African women and men, of course, African men and women. Where are they having the most children? In rural Africa, where they can still have 5 or 6 or 10 children. We got to stop there because we got to start there because there's not enough resources on this whole entire planet. And then, of course, Black people are going to outlive white people because, according to the statistics in the United States of America, the white population is on the decline, has been on the decline for years now, right? And this is not unusual because people are just not having as many babies as they used to. And the Japanese uh, culture is on decline too. Japanese people are really in trouble in a few generations. I mean, it takes a few generations for these things to play out. Japanese people are really in decline. Most Japanese people are old, and most young Japanese people are not having a lot of children. So these are issues, right? These are true issues that are happening all around the world. Well, he went to Africa under this disguise, under the guise of the Gavi Foundation, Gavi. And there is a sister that is an African sister that broke this thing down on YouTube, how it's funded and what they discovered about what Bill Gates was really doing. At first, he was welcomed in because it looked like humanitarian aid. And when they got down to the bottom of it, the man was sterilizing people against their will and without their consent and without their knowledge, just shooting people up with this thing that supposedly is a vaccination. Now, I want to tell you something else about this. Black people, we don't have any problem believing that Bill Gates would do something like that because Black people have been through this many times. Especially look up the Tuskegee experiment. Black people know what these people do. And I'm not saying that white people do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that colonizer is a consciousness. I've said that over and over and over again. Colonizer is not just one color. Colonizer is a consciousness. that when you have a colonizer consciousness, you want to control everything, you want to rule everyone, you want to suck all of the life out of everyone for your own aggrandizement, and you want to rule the entire human race. That's what these evil archons want to do. So you can act like it's not going on if you want to. I think almost everyone here knows that this is going on, and it's being done through your money, bad money. That's why I teach Bitcoin, bad money, because they want to make you a debt slave. And they succeeded in a lot of cases. They want to make you a debt slave. That's why I wouldn't touch a mortgage if you paid me. 30-year mortgage. Oh, I've had mortgages, I've had property, and people were like, yay, mortgage. Oh my goodness, you're getting your. And just look at the numbers on a mortgage when you sign the papers. Oh, yeah, this house costs $300,000, but by the time it's all said and done, you're going to pay us $1.2 million. Okay. They told us what they were doing. And we see somebody on Facebook with keys to their new house. Yay. I say, oh, damn, 30 years of being a debt slave. That's what I say. I was in the system. I was a financial advisor at American Express. I worked at Morgan Stanley. I worked at a lot of these financial houses in New York City. I've been to the stock market. I have been to the New York Stock Exchange. I know how these things work. Baby, we're all snookered. Wall Street is rigged. We're all snookered. They got us all. And it's up to you to get yourself out. It's up to you to get yourself out. So they get you by the bad money. They get you by the bad food, the bad medical system that's going to just drain you of money for years and keep you on pills after pills after pills after pills. They get you in religion, weaken your resolve, make sure you never become God. They get you in academia, teaching you history that ain't got shit to do with you becoming the full expression of the divinity that you are. Had nothing to do with that. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Fuck that. What are you talking about? Periodic table of elements. They put your attention on anything other than your divinity. Anything. They'll teach you any crazy thing in school that you would never use in your entire life. But we keep giving them our children for 8 hours a day because the Germans came up with an idea that said, oh, we can indoctrinate people. Was it the Swedes or the Germans? Some group of people came up, one of those groups of people came up with the indoctrination of children because they saw it in animals. You can make animals more docile by removing them from their parents for long periods of the day and mind controlling them. So that's what they're doing to our kids. Just remove you from your parents for hours on end, and we think it's normal. Oh, it's just normal. My kids are going to school. Oh, look, the first day of school. I'm like, ooh, the first day of indoctrination. Off to your indoctrination camp. If I had a kid today, they wouldn't be nowhere near school. And yes, I celebrated my daughter when she graduated cum sum laude. Cum, cum sum laude. She graduated summa cum laude. Thank you. She graduated summa cum laude because my daughter is smart, super smart. I got 3 kids. They're all super gifted. My daughter, when she graduated summa cum laude, when she graduated with her master's, she had all the cords and everything. We celebrated her because I celebrated her and her intelligence and her stick-to-itiveness and her discipline and her accomplishment. I celebrated her. I wasn't celebrating that institution. Hell no. And she graduated debt-free. Her daddy did that. Her daddy did that. Okay, she graduated debt-free. She's not a debt slave. How you gonna come out of school and have $100,000 of debt that keeps accumulating interest at a rate that you can never pay it off? That's why people keep going back to school. Oh, let me take another course, or let me get back in school so I can stay that student loan debt. It is ridiculous, but people think it's normal. It's normal. They're making us slaves. They'll make you a slave to the doctor, or they'll make you a slave to bad food so that you will be a slave to the doctor, or they make you a slave to the financial system so that you can't move, or they make you a slave to academia so you believe all the stuff that they teach in schools. Do you understand? These people do not have your best interests at heart. These people want to control every aspect of your life. These are not good people. And what do I recommend? Free your mind. Bob Marley gave us the answer. Emanch yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Redemption song. Redeem yourself. Save yourself. Stop looking at some Jesus up there on the cross. That's another ploy to control your mind. They put some Jesus up on the cross and he's looking like this. Ooh, man, you didn't even save yourself. How you going to save me? But that's how they get you. Look. He's the one. Look over there. God in heaven. Look over there. So that you never look within and find your real power and express that power in the world and become a super God. Become a supernova. Become your own hero. Become your own superhero. This is not ego. I'm not talking ego. Forget about ego. I'm talking about your true divinity. I'm talking about the true divine power, the spark of the divine that lives within you, that seeks expression on this planet. That's what I'm here to fire up. All right? So don't just sit here and talk about, oh, they're all just taking over the world. No, do something about it. That's why we're here every day. Freedom, free your mind, start making moves, meditate, buy land, eat good food, learn about Bitcoin, change your mind, visit other countries, understand what's going on this planet, change your mind. That's what I'm all about. Change your mind. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Peace. Casey out.